Right then, this is the cheap adventure to Ostrava in the Czech Republic. So then, travelling in the coronavirus period, things went quite badly wrong. Firstly, the UK government suddenly changed their stupid rules, and rather than fully vaccinated travellers having to have a lateral flow test on day 2 after arriving back in the UK, I now had to have a PCR test. And guess what? There was hardly anywhere selling PCR tests. There was places that was willing to sell me a test for £60, or in some cases even £100 just for a fucking stupid test. But luckily I did manage to find somewhere selling it for £15, but I had to drive over to their office to collect a test, which cost me £12 in petrol, because for them to have posted it to my house, they were charging £60. How the fuck does it cost £60 to put a test in a post box? Then, to make matters worse, the UK government changed their stupid rules yet again. And when I was out in Ostrava, they then said, well, as I had a test on day 2 after arriving back in the UK, I also had to have a test before departing to the UK, meaning I was running around like an idiot in a foreign country trying to find somewhere I would do a test. In the end, the only place I found was charging £27. Then, on top of that, I had to pay 2 dart charges to drive to Stansted Airport, so that's another £5. Then, at Ostrava Airport, I was lied to by a member of staff who told me at the buses don't accept card and I have to withdraw money, and the only place to withdraw money was from a stupid scamming cash machine which charged me £7 to withdraw money, and the smallest note I could withdraw was £1,000 in Czech Republic money, which is about £35. Then the bus driver told me he couldn't accept the £1,000 note because he didn't have change for it, and I'd have to use card to use the bus, because the buses did accept card after all, which then left me with £1,000 Czech note which I didn't have anything to actually spend it on. And in total, all of these unnecessary fees added up to £66, which is almost as much as the cost of the entire combined trip to both Ostrava and Katowice. That is crazy. And what's worse, I could have got all these COVID tests for free if I wasn't actually travelling. So then, rant over, let's now begin this cheap flight adventure. And here's the Ryanair plane landing into Ostrava Airport. And here I am at Ostrava Airport. Let's take a look around. This is a very small airport. There is not much to it. And at the end of the airport is this dark and very cold passage that leads to a train station, which has no train serving it. This train station is not used. To get into town, you have to take a bus, and there's only a few buses every day. It's weird that an airport has such bad public transport service to get into town. And here I am on the bus into Ostrava. So then, I am now in Ostrava. What should I look at first? Well, let's first start off with taking a look in the hospital. And let's see if I can find an old lift in here. Along into the first lifts. Nearby to these are some swing door lifts. These have been modernised, and on the inside they are very boring and they refuse to move unless you have the right key. On the outside there's this weird triangle key mechanism that uses a bike cable to unlatch your doors. So I go to the other lift that's that floor below, and let's try unlatching the doors and taking a look on top of the lift. So then, let's now go and explore this hospital, and most of the other lifts in this hospital are complete utter rubbish. Finally, I managed to find an epic old lift in this hospital. Let's ride it.
Finally, at last. Finally found an interesting one. Oh, classic.
And along at the entrance there's this weird door. I do not know if this is a dumb waiter or a rubber chute. Even though I do have the key for this, sadly the key switch is blocked up and I can't use it. So I never get to find out what this door actually is. So then, we now leave the hospital and take a look at an underpass at a tram stop. It has some weird colour changing artwork on the walls. And along to the first shopping centre. This shopping centre is more of a supermarket shopping centre, where it's mainly just a supermarket but with a few other shops added on to make it into a small shopping centre. This shopping centre has no lift, so not much to see. Although one thing of interest is in the supermarket, there's machines that cut up salami and pepperoni sausages, which I've never actually seen this before in a supermarket. And now we go to the next shopping centre. This shopping centre is really nice. Let's take a look around. This shopping centre is ever so interesting looking. And the main lifts in the middle of the shopping centre have these weird changing lights which look quite weird. These lifts are some Schindler 5400s. These are 3 lifts, which are the 2 lifts on the outside are a set and the lift in the middle is a separate set, with the lift in the middle being a non-stop lift. Let's first ride a non-stop lift. And now let's ride the lifts to all floors. On my YouTube channel, I don't really do food reviews, but one thing I do find interesting is how the fast foods are different in different countries. And in Poland and Czech Republic, KFC tastes much better than it does back in England, and it is much cheaper. And they do things like this weird sort of pizzeria wrap thing, which actually tastes really nice. And now, along we go to a tower block. Let's go and explore this tower block. But sadly, the lifts have been replaced with this complete, utter crap.
What a piece of fucking shit this is. Oh, bad. Oh dear me. See? Sort of. Dear. And it's wobbling like crazy.
Right, surf it! And now we go to Hotel Imperial. The lifts in this hotel have been replaced with cone eco discs. In this hotel, on the top 2 floors, it leads to a building next door where the top 2 floors will be converted into more hotel rooms, but the lower floors are offices. This building has a very old looking lift shaft, and the lift has been blocked up on the top 2 floors so it can only serve the office floors below. So I leave the hotel, walk round to the office entrance to see this lift. And now we go along to the main train station in Ostrava. Let's explore this station.
Nejbližším spojem ve směru Ostrava 1 minuta.
Now, let's take a look at some night scenes in Ostrava at night time. And a long ago to my hotel. This hotel costs £15 per night, which is really cheap considering it actually has an ensuite bathroom and it's got a fridge. Like a hotel with a fridge in the UK would be over £100 a night. And the lift in the hotel is, oh, it's complete utter rubbish. So then, the next day, and Alora go to the City Hall. And inside the City Hall, it's got that epic Soviet look to it. This place is ever so posh, and it's got classic Soviet lighting. Let's go and explore the City Hall. And along to a paternoster. And along to the main lifts here, which have sadly been replaced. And now we go to a shopping centre in Ostrava city centre.
Třetí podlaží.
And now we go to some blocks of flats.
Přízemí.
And now we go to an epic out-of-town shopping centre. This shopping centre is very posh looking and it's got some interesting features, such as this weird display showing falling squares. And this shopping centre also has an interactive floor.
Druhé podlaží. Suterén.
I now head out of town to the outskirts of the city, where there is some very decrepit looking houses. Also, Ostrava actually has a Tesco's, which was surprising. And now we go to a train station over to the west of the city. And now we go to an Otis Gen 2 lift at a tram stop for this train station. This lift has got two floor 1 buttons as if the lift opens doors on both sides of floor 1, even though it doesn't, and it's also got two sets of open and close buttons as if the lift opens both its doors at once when it never does this, and also the open and close buttons are in the wrong position. It's supposed to have an open and a close button on each side, instead both open buttons are on one side and both close buttons on the other side, meaning you do not know which open button works on which door. So then, that's Ostrava completed. In the next cheap fly adventure is Katowice in Poland.